What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Turnbuckle Talk. Of course, I am Josh. Restart. Wet. Rewind. Too much smoke, man. What's up, everyone? Welcome. Shut up. God damn it. Now I'm laughing. What's up, Hot Tums? We're watching our intro over here. I got this, I promise. Third time is the charm. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with Josh, and as always, with Kraken. What's up, man? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. It's been a great start to pro wrestling. We had two great shows that we're going to be talking about.
Dude.
It's
Insane.
going to carry over tomorrow.
How was your show that you went to on Saturday? The Indie Fit show that you went to?
It was fantastic. Of course, it's called Squared Circle Champions. It's here in North Carolina. They try to do one every 3 months, so this was the last one for them. They introduced the cruiserweight title, which they got a champion for that. It was an elimination style triple threat, and then they had a intergender hardcore matches.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I bet you had a good time. Sounds like it was great.
Yeah, it was. They introduced tax, which I did not see happening in that match.
Oh
Good
my
tax
gosh.
spot, and I actually took my oldest with me. He was like, they must watch AEW a lot. I was just like, it's hardcore. Yeah, I guess so.
That's just everything outside the WWE, son.
Yeah. But we had a great time. It was a fantastic show.
That sounds awesome as hell. Yeah, I go to mine this Saturday. I could actually tell you the card really quick if you hang on a second. I might have shared it on my Facebook page, my personal page. And yep. So it is the Mucha Lucha show in Colorado Springs. If you're in the Colorado Springs area this weekend on Saturday, it is at the Fillmore. I'm sorry, it doesn't say that. Oh, it says the All Breed Dog Rescue, 410 and a half. I think is what that says. Yeah, 410 and a half South Fillmore, Colorado Springs. So I'll be there. I'm actually gonna be filming some unique content. I'm gonna be helping set up. I have volunteered to help and get my hands dirty. So be learning to set up a ring and stuff. Card is local, obviously to the Colorado area, unless you last show did have Sam Stackhouse, but this one is new to me. A lot of these people. So we have Major Glory versus Logan Chase. They were a tag team that broke up. Red, white, and wrecked grudge match. It's called because they were like a red, white, and blue type guys. I called them Shake and Bake. We have the CWC Young Dragons Championship. It's gonna be, I believe that's Lypto, Lypto versus Delta Jr., who's a local Colorado favorite. Master Flight Jr. is taking on Hijo de, I can't even read that font. Blaze, I want to say, but I can't really read the font they chose. A lot of these fonts are crazy. I'll have to show you these. But yeah, anyways, there's gonna be some good matches. They have like a heavyweight championship match, triple threat women's championship match. There was a 719 title, which is like the local area code of Colorado Springs. It doesn't seem like they're doing really anything like hardcore this time. I'm sure it'll happen. They did the last time I was there, so it should be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a packed card.
Yeah, 8 matches. There's 8 whole matches.
Yeah, I think this was the shortest one they've done. For this one, and they had time limits on all the matches, which do as well. So I don't know if they were just trying to keep it under a certain time for the ending, or what happened. But I mean, it was a great show either way.
So there was a lot of news on Saturday while you were at your show during Collision, or basically right as Collision was going to start. Obviously, a few weeks ago, Nixon, Newell, and Miranda. I don't want to say her last name because every time I say it wrong, so I don't want to be disrespectful. They showed up and they had like a little promo with Ty J, and then of course last Collision over a week ago they fought Megan and Marina, and they got beat down in a few minutes. So the word is what happened. This is all from Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp and their Fightful Select. So go subscribe to their Patreon because best news in the game, in my opinion, if you can afford it, and support them because they deliver the top notch news that you need to know. So They apparently initially PW Insider said they left because they were gonna lose. But then Fightful Select said that's not the full case. It's gonna be because they didn't want to lose in 3 minutes. They felt like they already did that and it wasn't gonna benefit anybody. Is what Nixon. So so eventually they didn't want to do that. They apparently then they left, before the taping, before their show. And so then Fightful finally, stated all that. And then some more stuff came out because then Miranda was like putting on Twitter, we have so much to say, which was interesting. So we're like, well, what the fuck happened, And then she was like retweeting like stuff about their booking and stuff. So then, the Fightful Select, that the stuff that I just said came out. And then the next day, some more stuff came out about her having issues with the bookings in the past with some indie feds, so like some indie places, like her demands or her asks were too much, and they didn't say what though. And then apparently another one, she like left before she was supposed to do a run in during a match or after a match, but apparently, so eventually Tegan finally like talked to Fightful, and she said that the run in thing was not supposed to do. They brought up to her after her match, but she had a flight an hour after her match, so she said no. But apparently, someone, one of the talents who didn't know, or the talents didn't know, so they thought it was supposed to happen during the match. And when she was supposed to be there, she just wasn't there. So they like had the spot for it ready and everything, and nothing happened. So whatever. So Nixon says that she told them like, no, I can't. My flight's in an hour. And then I guess Fightful saw the text between the promoters, so there was no issue with the promoter at all. So the promoter sent text, I guess, or he said he saw the text with her and everything was good. Like there was nothing. And then there was another one that came out just about oh no, I already said the other one. But then so she finally went live on Twitch, Nixon and Miranda, and they basically just said the same thing. And they were like, there's no bad blood. So they basically said the same thing that everyone said, like that Fightful said. Oh, we didn't want to lose in 3 minutes. We felt it didn't benefit us. It didn't benefit Ty J. We already lost like that, And we asked after we talked and everyone was cool with everything. And like, oh, cool. So if we're not gonna do it, is it okay if we just leave? And they said, yeah, go ahead. You guys are good. And so they left. So they said that everything seemed normal on their end, like everything was good. They just disagreed on what should happen, and everything was good. Like there was no bad blood on their end. But it was like, then why did Miranda even tweet? We have so much to say when it was just echoing what was said by the dirt sheet, and then like being all coy with all the retweets and like their booking when it was just the same thing Fightful said. To me, that makes them even worse when it just echoed what the dirt sheet said.
I mean, maybe they felt they could say more, and maybe they felt there was more to it, but I don't know. That is odd. Like, I don't know if I can understand. I guess they already took the quick 3-minute match against Megan and Marina. I didn't even know that's who they had
Mhm.
fought originally. I didn't know it was Tegan.
Yeah.
Was who that
Mhm.
was.
Yeah,
But
Nixon and Miranda.
I mean, I can understand. Hey, we've done that once, but there's plenty of people in the locker room that would be okay with taking that 3-minute spot.
Yeah, there was so the initial report by Fightful said that there was people like AEW and ROH women who reached out that said that like we'd be glad, like there'd be so many
Yeah,
women in this company would be glad to have those 3 minutes.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
People,
and my thing is, so there was more to it. Like initially, there was a thing that came out that said that like Bryan Danielson apparently talked to them about having an issue with that match with Megan and Marina, because there was a spot where Megan does like a German suplex to both Miranda and Tegan at the same time. But apparently, and if you watch it back, you can see it's a deadlift. It's a full on of both women into that, and apparently Fightful did say that there was Marina, or not Marina, Megan was upset about that spot in the match. How apparently they didn't help her at all, and I guess it wasn't supposed
Jesus.
to be like that or something. I don't know. Anyways, but then so there was like a thing that like Bryan Danielson had talked to Nixon and Miranda about like that match, and like not that it wasn't what AEW wanted, but Nixon and Miranda claimed they never met Bryan, they never talked to him backstage at AEW. They've never talked to him ever. So
Uh,
that's what they told Fightful. So I don't know. And then she also says the whole like, yeah, the indie stuff is bullshit. So,
that seems like a mess
but
with Brian trying to
what
get in.
makes it? I have no idea. It's what Fightful initially heard, but then that's when Nixon reached out after that article and answered the indie stuff and the Brian stuff and just said like, just kind of echoed what she said in the Twitch stream. But what makes this worse to me is it's like you're not even signed. And also what makes this stupid, there's people out there talking like trying to compare this to Naomi and Mercedes walking out back in like whatever that was, 2021 or 2022, whatever year that was. And there's completely different situations, A, obviously, and
Yep.
B, different situations as in Nixon and Miranda are not even signed to the company. And being offered another match a week after competing is a great thing. And you already were open up on your social media about not taking or not getting as many bookings as you had hoped. And you're turning this one down just because it's not what you think will benefit anyone. You know how many women in AEW, like Willow and Megan, not even Megan Bain, but like Megan had a weird situation before she finally started kicking ass in AEW with her contract at least. But like there's been so many women that have had like where they're just getting squashed and dark back in the day. Penelope Ford was one of them. Or Queen Aminata just getting squash matches initially. If you know, they've all started there. It feels like a lot of these
Yeah.
women who are there now. A lot of them. And they're turning that down when you're already open about it and you're not even signed to the company. And then you're saying there's no bad blood when you have one of them, Miranda, tweeting, "Oh, we have so much to say." When it's just echoed what the dirt sheet said about you guys disagreeing with what should happen and you left. You
Not a
didn't
good
say
look.
shit else. It's not a good look. I'm the if you have ever seen my reaction to when she returned Nixon as Tegan to WWE in whatever year that was, 2024, 3, 4. I popped and like I even remember I was like she's one of the best and most underrated women's wrestlers. I was like, fuck that wrestlers in the world because I feel that way about her. She's so fucking good, but this is bullshit. Like, besides her great in ring and all that, this is so weird. Like, I've talked to you about it. I'm looking into get into promoting locally. If someone obviously it's a completely different story, but like I'm not trying to get into like DPW status. It'd be great, but. That's not a good look on
No,
any
it's
level.
not.
So, good luck to her, but I think that's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard when it
I
comes
mean,
to do what you want to do. If you don't want to lose another match similar to what you did the week prior, I guess, but you're not going to run up the rankings week after week immediately. Especially when there's and then this women's tag tournament's coming on, and you could be there in the division as two women that could be there, and now you're fucking whatever. Now we're out. We lost 2 weeks in a row the same way. Bye, or we're going to bye.
but where are you gonna go with like?
I
And
mean, there's other places, but are promoters even gonna wanna
that's
fucking
what I'm
book
saying.
them?
Like, yes, it's a lot of people are gonna look at, well, they did it in AEW, cool, but they go to New Japan and do it, then that's another issue. And then they try to go to Noah, all these places, and they keep doing this. You're gonna burn so many bridges. You ain't gonna have nowhere to wrestle
Yeah.
because they all
But yeah,
talk.
yeah, exactly. And the whatever their maybe they have other reasons that they decided not to say. Who the fuck knows? I have no idea. But regardless, they came out looking after just echoing basically what Fightful said for the most part. They didn't really add anything else besides there was no bad blood. Like that, I feel like that was really. I mean, they just explained the situation. Like, no, because Fightful just said they just didn't want to lose in 3 minutes. Like, they just felt like the match shouldn't be 3 minutes. And then they basically said the same thing. We don't want to lose in that situation again when it was the same match that happened before to Ty J. It doesn't
Yeah,
benefit them. Doesn't benefit whatever. She said they just added that part to it. Doesn't look good.
no, it don't.
So it's a bummer because I'm a big fan of her. So it really bums me out. So that was during Collision, which we were talking about, which you missed. So I'm gonna quickly talk about Collision here. You could give some of your thoughts here while we go over it really quickly. The opening match was the Bang Bang Gang, Austin and Juice taking on FTR. Obviously, FTR have the tag title match against Prodito here at Full Gear,
Yes,
coming up next weekend. And surprisingly, the Bang Bang Gang defeated FTR.
that's
So,
interesting.
what's your thoughts on that? I know you didn't see it, but what's your thoughts in general?
When you got your, you know, people who are challenging for the tag titles losing to, not like a new tag team. They're very
Mhm.
known in AEW. They were trios, tag champs. That they have the background, and I
Yeah.
think they were even in a match to qualify at one point. But how are you gonna have FTR lose to them going into a
Well, it
world
was not
tag
a
title?
clean. I mean, it was but it was distraction essentially. So we had Stokely do his shenanigans shit. It was a long match, by the way. It was a good long match. Stokely was confronted eventually by Bandito and Gravity in the crowd. And then he like tried to run away, but then Jet Speed blocked him from leaving on the aisle. So then he turns around and gets super kicked by both Gravity and Bandito. And then Bandito tried to super kick Cash, but her Dax leaned through the ropes and it like missed, but it like distracted them long enough for Austin Gunn to hit Famouser, and Juice closed it out with his finisher and got the win. So the distraction is really what got him, but
I mean, in my opinion, you beat the people, or you beat the tag team that's going to be challenging. Could you put in?
Stokely cost them in my head if he didn't try to get involved.
Yeah,
Like I feel like they were on the route, but then he like tried to do his shenanigans, and just do little distraction shit, and it led just to Bandito and Gravity in the crowd. So
but you could put in the sense that, hey, we beat you know team that's challenging. Why can't we have a title shot
I'm
next?
sure
Or
it might get there. We'll find out more, I guess, during Blood and Guts. Maybe it's 2.5 hours, so we'll figure it out. We have the 3 matches, but um, so Kyle Fletcher did have a great match against Ace Austin. If you have time, if you have like this DVR, or if you just have Max, go back and watch this match specifically, even the opener, honestly. But Ace Austin and Fletcher went like all out in this match, and it was like classic fucking, I don't know, New Japan all out fucking run and gun match. Like it was insane. Um, Great match. Of course, he retained because it was for the TNT title, which at first I thought it wasn't. And there was an interesting backstage segment where Don Callis' family approached the Death Riders, kind of like trying to talk business, saying it could be mutual beneficial. He said that he could owe you a favor, and then like Moxie's like, "Does it look like we need a favor?" And Callis is like, and he just left. Oh, and then Claudio like they all started walking away, and then Claudio stopped and looked at Fletcher's TNT title.
yeah, I could see that being an issue after Full Gear for sure.
And then we had the squash match. Tai J defeated who took their place, Maya World and Hyan, and they looked great in the match. They had a few little spots, but it was definitely like a 3-minute match. But they had a few spots. Of course, there was Athena talking about being pinned by Harley. She said the Forever Champ will defend her title. She's also being interviewed by Lexi, and Lexi used to be a minion back in ROH, like I guess last year or earlier this year. And so like Athena like snapped into like the minion overlord or whatever the fuck she called herself, leader thing. And she was like, "What is it, Lexi?" And she had like Lexi recite all the shit again, and Lexi did. Like she was fucking back part of the minions. It was funny. Um then we had Jamie Hayter defeat Sky Blue, which took us to the third match, which immediately started because like they all came out and like started brawling, which led to the Tekla and Harley immediately. I think Harley was out there. I don't know. Harley and Willow came out to save her because, of course, so they all came out to beat her down after Jamie won. So Tekla defeated Harley, so the heels are gonna get the advantage for the women. Of course, after that, we had all the women come out, um, and stuff and brawl. Jet Speed did a promo talking about they're not done with FTR, but they want to both go for the national title, so they're gonna be in the Casino Gauntlet match. The Acclaim don't want to be in a match, but Tony Khan are making them have another match during the buy-in or whatever they're calling it, the tailgate of Full Gear, and they don't want it. They're telling Tony Khan to cancel it, but he's not going to, so he's making them fight. And then Roderick Strong defeated Moxley, giving the babyfaces the win because of Darby Allin. So they were both on the outside. Eventually Roddy got in, but Darby held onto Moxley's leg from under the ring, and it prevented him from getting in, and the ref counted to 10. And then eventually, the rest of the Death Riders were there, and Darby was able to kind of back him off with this taser and shit. It was really good collision. Like match wise, really good. They advanced for Blood and Guts with the advantage matches. If you do have time, go back and watch it, man.
The only thing
Really good show.
like, it sounds great. The only thing they missed and didn't build up was the Powerhouse Hobbs and Hangman, obviously.
I think there was a video package for that
Okay.
that I missed, but I actually no, maybe not because I don't even see it here in the because there was like a Statlander segment. She criticized Mercedes for not being focused on the women's world title match because she's in Blood and Guts, but even Stats in it. So I don't know. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't see anything. There was also another thing with like Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher backstage that I kind of didn't skipped over. But yeah, there was. I don't see anything about it, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was, and I don't remember.
I don't know, but it sounds like it was a great collision. Like you said, good build up for Blood and Guts. Which 2.5 hours tomorrow is gonna be a fantastic show. Uh,
Oh yeah,
Obviously the Ace Austin and Fletcher match. You're the second person
oh,
that told me that was one hell of a
it
match.
was
So
amazing.
I'm most definitely gonna check that
Amazing.
out.
I would recommend it for sure. Um, you know what you should do? You should create a Patreon and matches that you could watch later. You could post people in there. That's what I do. Smart, honestly. So do you want to talk NXT first or Raw? What do you want to do? The more fresher show on our memories or the one from last night?
I mean, technically they're both fresh because I think they were so good. Um,
Well, I mean, more fresh one was NXT.
yeah,
We just
yeah.
watched it, but yeah.
We can start with NXT. It did just
Okay,
end.
sounds good to me. So, big night, and this was before the whole Gold Rush 2-week event that they're doing at the MSG Theater, and so they had a big card announced: Ricky Saints versus Trick, last man standing for the NXT title. Tavion Heights, Josh Briggs, and the Speed title match, and a lot of good storytelling as well tonight. We started out with Tatum Paxley. They did the whole Veterans Day. By the way, any veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. We didn't say that. We've been 20 minutes into
Absolutely,
this show.
yes.
Thank you for your service. So they started with that, but then of course Tatum Paxley and the Colleen came out. Tatum talks about just hearing her getting the world title entrance by the announcer always gives her goosebumps. She wants to keep hearing it. She has to listen to her friends though. So this is where Izzy got involved, and Izzy's trying to protect her, she says. And she doesn't want to have to tell her what to do, but she thinks that she shouldn't be defending her title and giving a shot to everyone anytime. So the whole spin the wheel thing is kind of gone essentially because of that. But so Izzy and her just kind of went back and forth, like about talking about that, if she should do that or not. Eventually, it led to Fatal Influence. JC Jane wants her rematch, saying, "I think you should do what you want, do what you're already doing, and just give matches." And Tatum's like, "Well, I think I'm gonna listen to Izzy, but until after MSG. Sorry, Izzy." And then so she's gonna face JC Jane in a rematch at night one next Tuesday. So pretty solid opening segment. The crowd loved Tatum. They were saying Tatum Tuesday when she first got out there, just going crazy for her, and pretty solid segment though. Like overall, like I mean, just glazed over it, but
Yeah,
good startup for you to get a rematch going.
I, yeah, the rematch is smart. It's needed. I think. I feel as if JC Jane though could be moved up soon, but of course with Fallon and not remember third member's name yet,
Laney Reed.
Laney. Yes. I feel like they're gonna keep her down there on NXT a little longer. So I don't think she wins
Oh,
the
I could
title
see it.
here.
Unless
Um,
Fallon takes over and they just replace her.
they could. It
And
easily
just
can be
next up
done.
on the list, they did it with Laney, so
Well, I think Izzy either in a sense accidentally cost her the title at Gold Rush, which would be interesting, or she
Mm.
actually takes out not JC Jane but Fatal Influence long enough for Tatum to get this one. I don't know how they're still gonna spin Izzy into getting this title shot because that's what's gonna happen.
I could definitely see that. That makes perfect sense. I don't think she loses it though. I'm hopeful that she's not just a
I don't
transitional
either.
champion just to go from hill champ to hill champ, which is possible. I mean, I don't think they're gonna go back to JC. She's already what? Isn't she already won it twice technically or something? So I don't think so, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if it sets up for her and Izzy, yeah, what would be the next one here? Deadline. I mean, it's
Yep.
possible.
December 5th.
But I think they're gonna drag it out through New Year's Evil, so I think Izzy will end up being in the, match,
The
the,
deadline
Iron
tournament.
Survivor.
Yep.
So that's I don't think she'll cost her this, next Tuesday.
Or she'll eat another, a finisher from JC like she did last time, or help her with the title cheap shot, something
It
along
could
those
be like it
lines.
could be the same thing where they just have her where she looks like she's about to go after Tatum, but Tatum moves and it hits JC again. They just mimic it again. I mean, it would be lazy, but they could just do that again.
Accidental DQ and hit, and the ref see it.
Ah, I'd hate that, but I mean, you could do that. I mean, it's not a PLE, so I wouldn't be totally against it.
Not technically, but They like to do crazy things on non-PLE.
That's true. I mean, tonight was a pretty good example, I feel like.
Yes.
Um, so after that, we had the Vanity Project backstage segment with Ava Rain. Jackson Drake wants to defend the Evolved Men's title during the Gold Rush, and Sean Legacy is going to be that guy. So Sean Legacy, Jackson Drake eventually was made official later on in the night for night 2 of, which will be the next week following Tuesday of the Gold Rush show. Ethan Page also walked in there with Alba and Chelsea, which set up a match between Alba and Thea. And so that was pretty funny because they had a little, Ethan and Chelsea are just great together. So they just bounce off each other good. And they're trying not to say Joe Henry's name. And they were like, calling him the unnamed. They like stopped Ava from saying it too because they were talking about their match for Gold Rush next week, which is going to be the AAA mixed tag titles. Thea and Joe versus Chelsea Ethan. So that's why they set up the match with Elba and Thea. They were hopeful Elba would beat her down good enough before next week. So pretty funny backstage segment. After that, Jasper Troy, and they showed them Los Americanos. So that was next. But when we did come back, it was a really good John Cena package talking about how he started wrestling. Did you see that? Did you pay attention to that?
Yeah, so I never knew that he
I didn't
was
know.
wanting to go into the military before. It
I didn't know that
was
either. That was
like,
something new. I never knew about him.
yeah, like I feel like as much as John Cena has been on television through my childhood, and he's done all these backstage stuff where he's let people know about his life growing up. That was one
Mhm.
thing that I think he never mentioned at all. Like,
Yeah, at least that I've seen.
yeah, like we even know Randy, he was in the military. He talks about that.
Yeah, the whole AWOL. Well, that's a pretty
Yeah.
big story going AWOL. But
Um,
yeah, didn't know. Well, he didn't go, but he was like really getting ready to.
yeah, Randy was. But
No, I mean John. He was
oh,
getting ready to go
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to the military. But yeah, it was really cool just to see that and just talked about how finally when someone told him like, "Hey, yeah, I know, ever thought about being a wrestler? You talk about it a lot." And he was like, "Hmm." And then he eventually found the school and went and saw the ring and he's like, I'm gonna work whatever fucking job I need to make this my hobby on the weekend." That's what he said. So I'm actually really wanting to see this interview now. I'm not really a big like I'll listen to the Chris Van Vliet ones. Like I have like those like iMacs with Bluetooth when I lay down. I'll like listen to that before I go to sleep and I have like a podcast app and I'll set a sleeper timer. And I'll usually listen to those for the most part. So this one might be another one I try to add in there if I could do it that way.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna show snippets of it, give us probably like maybe a fourth of the actual interview, but I can't wait till it actually does. Like,
Yeah.
because what I
They gave us another one later on too with it, talking about it was just going over what we already knew with the whole ruthless aggression thing, but it was still cool to see because it's
yeah,
a more recent interview.
it had Kurt Angle in it. I think Batista was in it as well, and you could tell it was newer.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So that was really cool that we got those. So after that, the speed men's title. So it's 5 minutes for the title instead of the 3 minutes in the tournament. I mean, a little bit more time. They did the typical Grande shenanigans with, well, actually, it was kind of opposite now that I think about it. So it was actually, so Jasper Troy goes on the outside and he tries to grab his chain, this humongous chain, link chain thing. It's huge. And he was using it last week, making a lot of noise with it too, I believe. Um, so he gets it, and Bravo and Rayo, however you say it, both try to stop him. Bravo first, he gets like shoved off by Jasper, and then Rayo finally pulls it away, and then the ref finally sees what's going on, and he thinks it's the Grande, the Americanos, doing that, and so he gets them out of there. He throws them out. And eventually, then while that's all happening, El Grande finally gets up and he hits a dive on Jasper Troy on the outside. So I was like, oh shit, he actually might pull this off because now Troy was distracted. And nope, gets him back in the ring. Eventually, Jasper Troy fucking just destroys the shit out of him. Oh, actually, I forgot. Sorry. The Americanos, before they leave, try to hand him, or they hand him the metal plate. He puts it in his singlet, takes it in the ring with him. Once he gets like Jasper Troy down again, he tries to put it on, but the ref sees it, and so he drops it. And that's when Jasper Troy hits him with this finish, Black Hole Slam, and becomes speed champion. So
yeah,
solid match, but I mean, I really don't care about the speed title much. I will say I'm glad it's being used on Jasper Troy though, more than anything. That's a great way to use it. At least you're elevating a really new guy. Like risen really quickly. I know it's just the speed title, but he's risen really quickly in NXT. I mean, had the opening feud with Obafemi. He's just fought Ricky Saints a few times.
Fought,
He's really good.
he
Really
fought
good so quickly.
Javon. I know Javon's still
Yeah.
new, but they've had good matches. One of the key things I stood out from this inside match was on commentary. Booker T said that I think he said a lot of people ain't gonna like it, but this dude is gonna give Gunther a run for his money. Like he could see
Interesting.
them
I didn't notice
two
that.
going head to head, and someone will have to bend the knee. You know, like that's who
Yeah.
Booker T wants to see Jasper Toy go against. Which I mean, he
Oh
was
yeah, me.
Booker T. Booker T was his trainer, of course, in LFG. What I
Yeah.
understand,
Yeah, I
and
did hear him talk about that because he was like, "I was his trainer," and then Vic made the joke like, "Oh, all I want to remember is Undertaker because he won or whatever."
yeah, and so I was like, well, maybe this is they're gonna put him in this tournament. Maybe he doesn't win, but maybe he's on a fast track to go to the main roster. But now, of course, with them winning it, I'm okay with that too because Speed title was on NXT. It was kind of used as like the main event that they would do before the show started. Raw, SmackDown. You would see the tournament matches. You would see the actual.
Yeah, it was on Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so we really didn't see it much. But now with it being on NXT, we're probably going to see it more, and this gives us the ability to
Yeah.
elevate the NXT talent, like that's on Evolve or the ones that are coming through LFG to try to get them exposure. I like this
Yeah.
better.
I do. I like that it's being used on Jasper Troy right now. But I'm gonna still say it. It's still too many titles. And I said it, I made a video about this last week on social media. Like it doesn't to me, it doesn't matter how well you can organize it. So like obviously you got the main roster, both Raw and SmackDown have their world titles for both men and women, and then the tag titles, bounce around at least for the women, whatever, and they have their mid cards for both. It's organized, right? A lot of titles. And then factor in NXT, and then NXT a lot of the time you're seeing AAA and TNA titles involved. Um and then of course you see the Evolve title. We're gonna be seeing both of those on NXT, and that has their own titles for that. And then the ID titles, which we haven't seen, I think, on the main roster or even NXT yet. Maybe not even maybe Evolve, but I don't watch it. There's just so many titles. And yeah, they're organized in their own way, in their own unique ways, own shows, whatever. But like NXT has them all. So at the end of the day, it's just too many fucking belts. It's the same thing you could argue with AEW. Like, and it's true. And now they're adding the national title, which I'm not a fan of.
Nope.
We talked about it already last Friday. So too many fucking belts. I don't care how well you organize it. Like, look at the double Gold Rush event. So many fucking titles, and a lot. The second night, it's not one of them's a fucking NXT title. Yeah, at least.
Not yet. No.
So I'm assuming that might be Oba versus Ricky. Night 2 would be my guess after. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so after that speed match, we had Thea Hale backstage. We were doing this whole backstage segment, and she was just going, "Hell yeah!" And I was like, funny, but like it was cringe at the same time. And so all night after that, I just kept going, "Hell yeah!" Anytime I saw Thea Hale. That's basically the gist of it. That was literally the gist of it. She just made Joe Henry appear, and he talked about the AAA match. Just hell yeah, and then he said the same thing, and that was like the end of the segment. I mean, there was more to it, but that's really the gist I got out of it. 'Cause it was hilarious to me.
That was majority of it. The whole minute backstage segment was
Hell yeah.
we're gonna be AAA champs. Hell yeah. That's
It's so stupid to me, but it made me laugh at the same time. It's like stupid funny, I guess.
But that's been Thea's character for a while though.
Yeah,
Even
I'm glad that
with
she's getting
Chase
used. Fuck,
U.
man. Oh man, I'm so heartbroken about Chase U, dude.
Like
Fucking,
that
they were so good together, and then, and of course we were talking about the Ridge situation recently. We were talking about it even before stream, like clarifying some stuff, like how WWE's now going to pay for his next fusion surgery, thankfully. And he's keeping the money from that GoFundMe, which I think is now closed, and he's gonna eventually, once he's on his feet, donate money of a close or equal amount or something. So, which is cool. But like the whole thing, anyways, back to Ridge was they had him end the whole Chase U thing. He got his title shot against Trick, and like just disappeared after losing to Trick. It felt like eventually and he talked about it. I think he did an interview and he talked about it like today or yesterday. And he, eventually just showed up in Evolve, and I guess he asked like creator like what's going on and blah blah blah. But they did all that to get rid of Chase U, and then eventually it led to all of them except for Andre Chase and Thea Hill getting released.
I thought
So
Duke could have went to the main roster. Remember, Duke came in as what, as like a poker player.
yeah, that was like his initial gimmick. Yeah,
Yeah, like he
yeah. That whole storyline went so differently than I expected, which is not bad. I hated how it ended. Like when it came to the whole fucking, because like, I mean it was cool how they like refunded it with JC. That was a cool storyline, but like I hated how it went. Like I thought it was gonna be, and it made sense that Duke like gambled the funds or something away from JCU. Anyways, I'm just glad to see Thea Hale working because she's great. Because I loved Duke. I loved Kyle. What was his name?
it
He's married to
was
Bea Priestley, not
Riley,
Kyle O'Reilly.
not Kyle O'Reilly.
Riley
Riley
Osborne. I thought
Osborne.
you were
Yeah,
saying Kyle. My
no,
bad. That's my fault. Um, yeah, Riley Osborne. Like he was great. He was a great in ring worker. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't see it in him. Who knows what they fucking thought.
I could see
Uh,
him probably going to like. I know it sounds crazy. A lot of people probably don't think it, but he could.
2026 Boss J. Let's get him in there.
I could see him in AEW. Do good.
Bang Bang Game. Him and Ace. Bang.
Hmm?
I said that wrong, but Bang Bang Game. Him and Ace Austin. I could see them fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And then eventually, if God willing, if possible, Chris Bay joins them.
Oh god. Yeah, and then you get, of course, Switchblade back. So Jay White.
And Colton.
Yeah.
Or I always mix their names up, so I hope I said the right one. But yeah. So I mean, yeah, I could see him there. Anyways, I took off because of the Ridge situation, and I just hated how they had him and Chase U and all that happened immediately after. Because Chase U, they were so over even during that feud that ended them.
Mhm.
Like they were so mad over. Hated it. Hated it. Some of the worst NXT booking in my opinion. Anyways, glad to see Thea. That was my whole point working here. So after all that, we had Shawn Legacy chatting with Ava about the whole match with Jackson Drake for the Evolve title. Eventually, Sol Ruka and Zarya roll up and they're like, "Hey, oh, hey, Sean," or something like that, or "Hey, Legacy," or whatever they said to him, and he's like, "They know my name." He's like fanboyed. I thought it was funny. Sol reveals that she's cleared, and so they announced that. Well, at first she was like, "Well, do you want to wait a few weeks, see, make sure that you're good to go, don't want to rush back." And she's like, "Nope, let's go. I want to beat Blake now." And so next Tuesday, come Tuesday, as what's his name? Von Wagner used to say. I used to love when he said that. Come Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Blake and fucking Solruga. Forgot her name for a quick second.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the knee injury was not as bad as what they were
Yeah,
thinking.
thankfully.
Yeah, which is a
I'm
good
assuming,
thing.
yeah.
Um, it was just something that because I don't know if it's the same knee that she tore her ACL in. But she was out
I don't
for
know.
a
Yeah,
while.
I'm unsure which knee that was.
Because I remember when she came back, she jumped over the barricade, had the knee brace on, all that stuff, and got a huge pop. So I don't know if maybe it was something like she re-aggravated something that they were kind of like, "Hey, this may be something. Let's just rehab it, see what happens." But
I
either
guess so.
way,
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's
Same.
just take 3 weeks off rehab. By the fourth week, should be good to
We're
go,
good to
and
go. Yeah.
that's where we're at.
So yep, so that's official for next Tuesday for the North American title or women's North American title. So after that, we jumped right into Alba Fire and the Hale. Pretty solid match. Of course, we saw Chelsea try to get involved in the match, try to help Alba Fire get the win, but Joe Henry and of course Ethan Page. Joe Henry stopped that, and then Ethan Page gets involved, and Joe pulled him down off the apron, and eventually we see the fruit roll up, or I guess it was a sunset flip. I don't know. Anyways, she got the win, Thea Hale, so I was happy.
Yeah, I think she went for the Kimura, and that's when Ego got involved. Chelsea Green slapped the hell out of all Ego Ethan Page in
Oh,
this
that's
match.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, she moved and
And another thing I didn't notice, and this may be something new for NXT, but when did they start using advertisements in the matches? Like if you watch the Tron, Panda Express was like sponsor of this match. and then throughout the night you hear Booker T talking about different menu options.
So there was, and I brought this up to my chat tonight. There was a few points during that I noticed. I think just 2 times that I noticed. Maybe it happened more, and I couldn't tell you when. Don't remember, but there was 2 points where the audio, because I would do the VPN with Netflix, and there was 2 points where the audio, like it'd be right before the match is gonna start. Happened twice. Same situation. They're like panning over the crowd, and it's like, and then boom, audio cut on the commentary. You hear everything else,
Yep.
and then it would cut back in, and they'd just be talking about something this like the match.
And every time it done it,
So
Vic
I'm
Joseph,
assuming I was missing the ad that Netflix wasn't a part of.
yeah, had to have been because Vic Joseph would say, and on the CW, and it would cut. And
Yeah.
then he would lean over and say something to Book, and then come back and
Well, no,
Briggs,
it
you know,
wouldn't cut because it would cut because he'd be saying it for CW. It would just cut. They just Netflix style would cut the audio feed for it.
yeah.
So it's an ad, I guess. I'm assuming only for CW side, I guess.
I may have to go back and watch it if it's still DVR'd. I don't know if I've stopped recording it on DVR or not. The
Yeah.
CW.
Yeah,
See
because
what
I
it
didn't
might have
hear it.
been.
So but there was 2 times I noticed that. So maybe that's what those were.
Had to have been, but yeah, I was shocked because of course, it was showing the match and get the angle where we see the NXT logo on the Tron and there's a Panda Express, and I'm like,
I
when
didn't
did
notice the
we
Panda Express.
start
I just
doing
must.
this?
It was more than likely there. I just didn't see it. I just didn't focus on it. I'm just so used to it, I guess, because it does it on the main roster. So
Yeah, it does, but it's not in the
I
ring,
remember.
so that's
Yeah.
a positive thing.
Yeah. I remember being at WrestleMania 39 in LA, and so that was my first WrestleMania. And then the one I remember the most, we booed the ads every time, but like the one that was the stuck up the most was we were getting ready for Finn and Edge, and it was a Hell in a Cell. And so I'm hyped, my first ever Hell in a Cell live, and it was night 2. Night 2 was, I'll argue to this day, one of the best nights of WrestleMania in the history. If not, I'd consider that up there with one of the greatest WrestleManias ever. Just night 2 of 39. And I know I'm a little biased because I was there, but my God, that if you want to go for graps on top of pretty solid storytelling, that was the night. Like that felt AEW that night, and I was
Yeah,
there for it. It was incredible. I mean, it was WWE, but it just the booking felt that way. It was weird. Except for the winning. You know what I mean? I don't know. The match styles felt that way, not the booking. The match styles. I'm still in the clouds. Okay. Point being here. What was my point?
talking about the ads, the
The ads
ads.
were happening before the hell.
He said my point.
Sorry.
If I can fucking remember my point.
I'm still in the clouds, obviously. Okay. So my point was the ads. So immediately they like did the whole like video package, and then it was like the whole dramatic ending, So it got us all hyped in the arena. We're about to fucking see this. And then it cut into that fucking ad for that like fucking whatever exorcism movie or whatever.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
that was like the loudest boo of the night. It's so funny. Everyone, because you could tell everyone would boo, and then we'd all just kind of collectively laugh because it was so stupid. But
Yeah,
yeah, no. So I'm so used to them at this point. The
I
ads.
hate the ads. I will say, like, there's too many, and that's I guess like the only one we really see in AEW is DC.
Yeah, for
Like,
the most part. I mean, we've seen the IQ drink or whatever the fuck it's called
yeah,
or
but
whatever
see,
the
they
fuck
don't
that
even
new shit is.
they don't overdo it. Like Tony
They did
Schiavone,
the woo energy back in the day a couple years ago. They were doing that shit like crazy.
that they did, but like Schiavone, he's got a script, boy. He runs it as fast as he can at the start of the mid of the
It's
match.
short. It's short and sweet. I mean, so were the ones for WWE for the most part. I mean, it was 2 seconds that they muted it for me, so I barely noticed. But yeah. So I didn't notice they were doing it though for NXT. After that, after all my rambling, sorry. Tatum Paxley's backstage. She runs up to Ricky Saints, who's in the trainer's room. She just says that she needs to be the champion that she wants to be, and he believes she's gonna take it to JC. And she's like, "Yeah, you're right." Just being all cute and shit. Eventually the calling roll up, and they're like, "Come on, get away from this man. He's bad." Basically, is the way I understood it. And my favorite thing though was like they walk up and Izzy's like Rick, and he was all Izzy.
Just it's ill as shit.
Yeah, so that
But
was pretty interesting though.
so they kind of hinted here that something was gonna happen. main event. Of course, now we know what it is. We seen it after the fact. I guess that's what it was. But 'cause
How do they
she's
hint?
well, because if you watch it back, Tatum was like, "Oh, hey, I gotta let you know," and they're like, "Hey, no, 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 come on, come on." She's like, "But he needs to know this." So I feel as if they were hinting at
I've
something.
totally missed that. I totally missed
I
that.
feel
Oh,
like
right over my head.
either she was gonna inform him that, hey, he's back, or something else, but there was nothing else that happened. So that's my only.
Well, didn't she say last week there's something I need to do?
There is, yeah, and I don't even know what the hell she was supposed to do because I think we
What
skipped
was
it.
that it? That's what I'm saying.
It might have been. Maybe I needed to inform Ricky. Couldn't find him last
But
week.
why? I don't know.
Maybe she's trying to look out for
Eh,
Ricky.
Interesting. I feel like I didn't see any of that. Like I was like kind of I don't know. Anyways, whatever. So after we come back from commercial break, we find out Blake Monroe's other half.
It's Mariah.
It is, but yeah, that is actually the best way to say it. It was Mariah May. It was her essentially dark side, if you will, her evil side,
Mm.
the dark Blake Monroe. It's my best Emperor Palpatine. That's what it was. That's the way I explained it to my chat. Like, oh, she's just fucking Palpatine. That good and that bad angel. But no, it was really interesting because it was basically her saying like, you have to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If you ever watched Degrassi, you know my chat knows. I always talk about it. But so yeah, no, it was pretty interesting back and forth. Just her, just talk more complete athlete, and she's gonna have to break her and try to get the injury, and they agreed to get it done and stuff like that by the end. So she's gonna use the dark side.
I mean, we've seen it in AEW. The dark side of Mariah or Blake does kind of help her out, but I think she kind of isolates the knee and wins in this one. And of course, but she also made a good point. You know, you may have put a wedge between Zarya and Solruka, but they're still a tag team. They're still together. So I wonder if
Yeah.
she's going to also cost Zarya her match against Fallon.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because I initially thought maybe because someone in my chat today was like, "What if Zarya is the better half?" And I was like, "Oh," because we knew we were probably gonna get the match announcement today. Obviously, it wasn't the case, but I can still see that happening. I could definitely see Zarya because she's gonna be fighting for the speed title on night 2, I think it is, or it might be night 1.
Yes.
Anyways, one of the nights she's fighting for this women's speed title against, um,
Fallon.
what was her name that just won? Fallon. Yeah, we'll talk about that match here in a moment. It was quick because it's a speed match. Speed. But yeah, interesting segment was like, so we saw Javon Evans walking backstage after that, talking on the phone to Leon, saying, "Oh, is it all set up? All right, cool. I'm about to go." And he like whatever and goes out to the ring. Come back commercial. Jordan Grace talking about facing Kalani and the triple threat match against Lei Ying Lee. Kind of just quick and to the point. Really, nothing too spectacular here. That she's gonna get the win. She's already been 3-time knockout champ. She'll make it 4 basically. So Javon Evans in the ring. He gets funnily enough, this is where I had Xfinity internet issues and it dropped for like a good minute, but I got back up finally. So I came back to where they announced that they are going to be facing Dark State next week. And that's when Dark State was in the crowd and they just cut a promo on them. And I was surprised they didn't try to get to Javon before Leon came out. Like they had all the time in the world. They just waited for Leon.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Leon wasn't there. So
Yeah, well, that was that was smart. I was glad I didn't either. That was cool. He's like, "Oh, you think I'm?" I forgot what Javon said. He was like, "Oh, you think you can come after me? Get him, Leon. Let's go, Leon." And then
yeah,
Leon came out through that through the crowd.
I thought he was just getting hype, for the
But
match.
it took him like a good before we got to that point. Like they could have like jumped him like quick.
Oh,
They
easily,
waited way
yeah.
too long.
They should
I was like,
have,
"This is
honestly,
just go beat him up while he's talking."
because this is now twice Javon has got the upper hand on Dark State.
Yeah.
Seen it last week with the shenanigans and throwed him in the barricade, bounced him off steps. making Dion bounce off the table, all that stuff. I just I think he's gonna catch up to him at Gold Rush now.
Yeah, I think it's probably is going to, and we're gonna see new tag champs. So after all that, Kalani walks up to Trick Williams, who's getting ready for his main event. She says she's got to admit that he was right. It's lonely being champ. You got to worry about yourself. She doesn't care what anyone says anymore. She's picking Trick tonight to win. And Trick says she gets it. Sometimes you got to be selfish, and he's got to take care of Ricky Sane tonight, just like she's got to take care of the triple threat next week. And they just like knuckled up. So Kalani gonna get more heel, it seems.
Yeah, and Trick kind of gave her own catchphrase. She is her is now what
Yeah,
he.
that's right.
So in my eyes, of
Because
course,
I am her. Yeah,
yeah, Mello, I'm him.
him.
Yeah,
I'm her.
so
Hmm.
I like how they're doing that with them too, because we haven't heard anyone else do it.
True. That's very true.
And I think Trick
Um,
was the one that kind of put that into place for Mello as well.
I think so. Yeah.
So I kind of like
It
him
didn't.
doing the same thing.
Long-term booking from Shawn Michaels. Good God Almighty. Oh wow! Apparently, there's the Northern Lights are visible here in my city. I just got some
Wow.
crazy photos. Um. So after that, we came out from commercial break. We got that John Cena package. The second one talking about the Kurt Angle debut that we already kind of talked about. Fallon Henley versus Skylar Ray speed match. It was just under 3 minutes. And Fallon Henley wins, so she'll be facing um Zarya on I think it was night 2 for the speed title. I forget what night, but that's what happened. Quicken match. Skylar Ray was from LFG season 2. She won the women's side, and I mean, for a quick match, she looked okay.
Yeah. I think she's
Good
done
selling.
some other work as well before this TNA, AEW, some independent stuff that I'd seen. I can't remember exactly where. Highlights. Might have been seen highlights on LFG of stuff she's done in the past. But yeah, this was good selling for sure. It went I think to like the last 40 seconds in the match. 3 minutes long, but
Yeah.
it's a start. I thought they might have her win because they try to push a lot of their LFG talent. But I think Fallon winning here. Of course, you got JC's title shot. I think they're going to try to give us a fatal influence having all the gold.
Yeah, so after the match, we had a few backstage stuff. So one of them was Lainey Reed was walking with Fatal Influencer talking to JC about her getting her rematch. And they were talking about Fallon gonna get in the speed title. And then Lainey's like, well, I gotta do whatever, I gotta do what I gotta do, whatever she said. And she walked away and Fallon's like, what's she gonna do? And JC's like, what we always do to win. And eventually, we later on it showed when we had Ren Sinclair and um, what's her name, Kendall Gray, I believe,
Yes.
the Evolve Women's Champion. They were in Ava's office. It looked like they were talking about like getting a third member, and that's when Lainey walked up and she's like, "Hey, boom!" and just started fucking fighting with Kendall. So she wants the Evolve Women's title, and that match got set up for night 2. So it looks like they might be doing it.
Yeah, she hit it with a strong right hand, but
Yeah,
Kendall just won it. I don't know if she'll
no,
drop it, but
that'll be funny. I mean, it's pity for Kendall, but it'd be funny.
well, they're trying. They're trying to build the Ren QCC or whatever she's calling it, so
Hmm.
Kendall could just get pushed on to NXT with Ren Sinclair. Don't know who would be
True.
the third member, because of course, hey, we need to add another member to the group to make it a kind of official. But
Wendy Chu.
she's lost in Evolve's mix right now. She's still buried in that coffin that Tatum put him in somewhere. I don't know.
I forgot about that. That was over a year ago
I
now. I
know.
remember she tweeted, "Hey, I'm still in here," and
Yeah.
Ava's like, "What?" She like replied, "What? Are you
Like,
okay? I'll get you out. I promise."
and now she's on Evolve.
I saw someone posted somewhere like a video of her like slowly ditching the spooky side of the gimmick. I guess.
Yeah, I don't think she comes out with the pillow no more. I think she's back to almost what she originally was before she messed up her knee.
I don't even know what that was because she was like that weird spooky gimmick with Boa and who was it with m- uh Laying Lee, the former what was her name in WWE? Anyways,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Uh,
they did that, and that was years ago now. But like they did a spooky. She was like that spooky chick that sat in the chair. She looked like the ring chick.
yeah.
That was Wendy Chu. So she did that. I don't even know what she did before that. Then
I thought she was a different version of herself. I thought she was like a happier side.
she was just yeah, but she did the pillow and stuff with it though.
Okay. And yeah, I don't know what
That's
they're
what I was like.
doing.
But she dropped the pillow. If she dropped the pillow, she was like I don't know. Anyways, yeah, she did that, and then I think she went into that sleepy character after that. It was weird.
Maybe I need to watch Evolve just one night to see what's going on.
Yeah, just pull it. It's I hear it's only like 45 minutes to an hour, so pretty short. It's
Yeah.
just on Tubi. Have to watch it randomly when you go lay down or something for Wednesday night.
Yeah. After Dynamite, something like that.
Right? Get a fucking bowl of ice cream and see how good it
See
is.
if it's worth it.
So a few more backstage segments. We saw Jasper Troy outside. He was happy about his win, saying he's going to shut folks down. And then we saw Dark State bust through a door, saying that they're going to take on everyone and take out Javon and Leon. And then that's when we got the Laney Reed stuff. We had Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights after all that backstage stuff. Really solid match. This wasn't like anything too crazy. It was just a classic wrestling match, honestly, in my opinion. A big man versus a grappler, and that's what it was. And Tavion got the belly to belly suplex for the win in this one with the upset. It wasn't really a long match,
It was an
but
upset.
yeah, it was an upset. I thought Briggs was gonna pull this off here. Pretty solid match overall, though.
Yeah, I have no idea at this point what is gonna happen with Briggs. Like I feel like he's just gonna keep taking the loss, and eventually it's gonna pay off. We know that's what the
I feel like
outcome
it's
is.
gonna be like the classic booking, and I've seen this on social media, so it's kind of like similar to them complaining about Nikki possibly getting a women's world title match, and she's, I guess, Sean Rossap pointed out that she's lost 3 straight singles matches. So kind of, who knows if she does get the same thing with Josh Briggs? Maybe he'll get in that same situation. Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
I call that classic WWE book, and Vince did that a lot with like big things like Money in the Bank. It'd be a lot of the times the person that you least expected, like when they did it with Nikki Cross when she was the ASH and shit, and Liv was really not the favorite the year she won either.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I picked her that year, but I didn't think she was gonna win. So I don't know. I feel like that's the thing. I call that vintage Vince booking. Just give someone shit until it's like, all right, let's give them the strap.
Does make sense. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like Briggs, like he reminds me so much of I guess JBL and his wrestling style. I feel
Yeah.
like that's how they would be using, I guess, his character right now. But I just feel like they're
Huh.
lost in what they're doing. But yet again, he has been on NXT for a long time. And
Yeah.
he's putting over somebody who, in a sense, is newer and is just starting in their singles run.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see where he goes. I'm not too worried for him, but I think he's great. Great. He'll have great matches. So I hope he sticks around. Main event: Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, NXT Last Man Standing match. This match was insane, dude.
It was it was exactly what a last man standing style match needed to be. It honestly, and I
So
know this sounds crazy, but
insane.
it
So insane.
it reminds me of the older style matches, like the early 2000s almost, without the chair
I
shots to the head.
I Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we had Trick go crazy with the chair. I think it's both went crazy with the chair to the back on each other. And then, of course, we saw at the beginning, Saints was getting hit with the kendo stick. He was having the whole DDP rib tape going on, so he was getting hit in the ribs, selling the attack from last Tuesday. Um, but they beat the shit out of each other. There's trash cans. I remember during the commercial, they put Ricky was stuck in between the apron
Yep.
like in the ring, and they put the trash can over him, and Trick was just beating the shit out of him with a kendo stick. He broke 2 kendo sticks or 3 on Ricky tonight,
Yeah,
which was insane.
there was one spot during the commercial as well. Trick had him in the corner, and Ricky, I think, slipped or got up slow and was supposed to take a body shot with a trash can, and took a full swing shot to the head. And you could hear
Mhm.
the ref, "Hey, no headshots." Like, of
Yeah.
course, it's on commercial. Not a lot of people heard it, but like, that's how I think this match had more real energy in it, and like in street fight style than we've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah. So this match went crazy. So towards the end, or at the end here, we had Trick send Ricky through the I guess the wall where they
Mhm.
have like that thing where they go up on top of. So Trick sent Ricky through there, or he like moved out of the way or something. Earlier in the match too, Trick got he like ran at Ricky and Ricky moved and he went into the barricade and he busted it. He went in head first and he busted his head open right here on the side of his head. And he was bleeding pretty good for most of the match.
Yeah, it
And,
was.
but so when Ricky went through that wall, ref was counting, and Ricky just out of nowhere leaped and jumped on Trick. So he like came out of nowhere. It was pretty funny camera angles. You didn't see him like get up. You just saw him just jump out of nowhere and started fighting off Trick. Eventually, Trick William takes him up the stairs and into the crowd. So they're up in the crowd, and like there was literally one part where like there was like the chairs all like started getting scrambled. So like the fans had to move, like they had to get out of the way. And one guy didn't get out of the way in time, and like I think it was Ricky was like it's basically sitting on these guys' legs
He was,
while
yeah.
Trick punched him in the head, and I laughed so hard. I was like, dude, imagine being at the show, getting to go for free, and you have fucking Ricky Williams getting his ass beat, and you're just stuck under because he's on top of your legs. That's hilarious. So they get back to ringside. Eventually they both go down. I forget exactly how. Oh, he spears him out of the stands and onto the floor, under the table is what happened. So that was pretty epic. So they were up in the stands, which is like the high rise or the risers, and then he speared Trick through the table, which is fucking crazy.
I I s I figured that was either he was gonna give him, like, another bookend through that table
Mhm.
from there, or we was going to see a spear. Either one was gonna be impactful, but that spear looked rough for Trick, because of
They both started
course
getting up immediately though, which was funny to me. I was wondering if they were running out on time, which they were because
yes.
a lot of people complained that CW cut out on them on the ending.
Yeah, I see, and that's the thing, I don't watch on CW either, so I don't know what part it cut out on, but, like, it cut out on
Uh
Netflix quick. Well,
Yeah, so, like, once they went to the table, they got up because I was even saying, "Wow, like, Ricky's getting up pretty quickly, and so is Trick." So they got up at the same time, and then Ricky just pushes Trick, like, right at 9 because they're like, Trick's, like, kinda bit slower. He's a bit slower, so Ricky got up, like, 2 seconds before him, and then Trick's getting up. He's, like, on his knees, so he's not fully up because he's not on his knees, and then he's, like, about to get up, and then Ricky just shoves him back down to his ass, and he can't get up, and it's 10. So I thought that was cool, like, he was about to get up, but Ricky just shoved him, and he couldn't get up.
yeah.
So, Ricky retains, but immediately after that, so Ricky's in the ring with his belt, and immediately Obafemi's music hits, and all we see is his silhouette doing his pose in the middle of the Tron with the light on him. So, and it ended. So, a lot of my chat who were watching on CW were like, "No, CW cut," and I was like, "Oh no, really?" And then like I saw like a lot more people starting to say it who were watching through CW. It was like, "Oh," I was like, "I'm sorry, guys. I'll be posting my reaction soon. I promise."
Yeah, like, I popped for Oba because I like my
Oh, so
chat
did
was
I.
talking about it.
Dude, I was doing the whole. I love his little dance that he does, walk to the ring. I love that
The
shit, dude.
Oba strut, by God. But,
This
like,
I always exaggerate it.
everyone was like, is he gonna be in the John Cena tournament? Will he be a surprise? Will they,
Mhm.
is he gonna lose and go
I don't
towards, like,
think so. I
close
mean,
to
he
the
still could be
final?
because the match. I mean, so what I think this is gonna lead to is Ricky versus Open Night too. But they're taping that because it's. I don't think they're gonna be because that's Thanksgiving week, the night two. And night two, I think needs that big match. They have 4 matches announced for it. All are non NXT titles. There's like 2 Evolve titles on night 2, the Knockouts title, and I think the Speed title for the women. So I feel like even though that's 4 and that's a good amount for a 2-hour show, I think you could still fit in a world title match night 2. Speed title
But
is only 5 minutes anyway,
but,
so.
I mean, they're not gonna care that they're recording it, but, like, are they gonna have enough time to build it up? Is he gonna, like, challenge him for it
I
night
mean, there's already
1?
story there. They've been feuding already.
Yeah, I mean, he could want his
Just
rematch.
a
I mean,
rematch. Yeah.
but I was hoping he was going to the main roster, honestly,
He
but
still might. That's what I'm saying. He still might show up at the either Monday or Friday. Friday against or Friday would be against LA, then Monday would be solo. But that would still be before that.
God, give him Solo. Like, LA Knight, I know it's gonna be a surprise. It's either gonna be Joe or someone else, but, like,
I wonder if we're gonna get another one because they obviously announced the stuff for Raw, which was the solo and the mystery, and then the the Gunther Devon match. So they're gonna obviously announce more for Friday to finish off because now we know 12 of the people, and obviously some already got eliminated. But now I'm wondering if we're gonna get more surprises on that last four for SmackDown, the last four people.
Need to.
Do we though? Like we already so we already had. We'll talk about it more, but we already had two, and we don't even know them yet.
We need at least one more. One.
I think at least more NXT people. Give me
Yeah.
like a Trick versus I don't know
I mean,
Tony
Trick,
D or
Trick
something.
versus Mello. That's what you need.
I mean they just teamed up recently.
Yeah.
I mean you could, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I think Oba is gonna get a match at night 2 is my prediction.
Yeah.
Good NXT tonight. I give it a 4 out of 5.
I agree. This is probably one of the better NXTs we had past month, and I was really in tune the whole show. I don't feel like I got lost.
I'm just hoping the El Grande sticks ending soon now that he lost the title.
Probably is. He's probably tired of it.
So Monday Night Raw. So I'm curious on this because you said earlier we might have differing opinions here, and I really liked Monday Night Raw this week. Like it was a mini PLE. It was amazing.
It was. It was a great show.
Was that the one that you said we're gonna have differing opinion on?
Yeah, oh yeah, we are. Don't worry. Yeah, maybe.
So we started
Maybe we'll see.
We started the show hot from Boston. Cena's his fourth essentially, going down to 3 shows now. So Boston, his hometown, comes out. We start with Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. Just talks about the greatest of all time, and everyone has their opinions on it and metrics and whatnot. He just talks about basically what makes the greatest of all time, and then introduce Cena, basically saying that's his greatest of all time. Cena comes out, and just crowd goes crazy. This Boston crowd was great all fucking night, just start to finish. Huge reaction, great entrance for him. Does the run to the ring, everything. Just comes out there. Uh, he just talks about basically his career. He gets a thank you Cena chance. Uh, he always gets asked about who he should face here for his last match and who he wants to face going out. Um, he says though there was one question he wanted to be asked, and that's what his goal is in this exercise, and that's to leave the business better than he found it. So he announces for Saturday Night Main Event coming up here on December 13th, his last match. That whole card is going to be exhibition matches between NXT and the main roster talent.
Great. I like that.
So that's incredible. So exhibition matches, I'm assuming, I don't know, do they just mean they're not going to count overall towards anything? Like, I don't know what they mean by exhibition matches.
Like, but here's my only thing with that. Saturday Night Main Events only get 4 matches. That's what we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we going to jam pack this show? Or are we gonna have 3 exhibition matches, John Cena farewell match?
I believe it'll be the 3 exhibition and the John Cena farewell.
I would hope so, and they focus. I don't mean that in a bad way, but focus more on the final match for John Cena rather than having a 7
I think
card
that's why John's
match.
having this though, because he knows how many eyes are going to be on this card. He knows how tickets are selling and basically sold out and reselling like crazy prices. But I think the whole point is that he doesn't want to have the the eyes are all going to be on him, but he wants to share that with everyone else that he can. So I believe it'll be the 3 matches that'll all be exhibition. It's not going to be like, oh, here's one and then here's 2 fucking storyline matches. They'll all be exhibition and then the Cena farewell match. Is my way, I believe.
I don't know. I can't wait to see the matches I know.
Yeah, hopefully they're fun. I'm excited for that. That's a great way to give people opportunities. And eventually it led to Dominic Mysterio. So there was rumors before Raw that this was going to happen through a few different outlets. And sure enough, Don comes out and he's like, what about me, basically? He's getting shut the fuck up chance. He's saying that he's the mega champion and the Intercontinental champion. And Cena, he's better than Cena at his prime now than he ever was. So just cuts this whole promo on Cena, and Cena eventually does the fine speech, which I loved. I wish he would have taken off the hat and rubbed the bald spot because that's what he always used to do. Fine speech, then put the
Yeah.
hat back on. But he gave him the fine speech. Gave him a speech back, of course. And then eventually it led to Triple H stepping in and saying, "Hey, well, I got an idea." And so he
Anytime,
said,
any
"Yeah." Dom
era.
said, "Anytime." Yep,
Yeah.
that's what Dom said. Anytime, any era, any place. So Triple H's like, "I got an idea. Well, any era. Now's the best time, I guess, than ever." The time, well, I guess it could be here in Boston. And he says, or no, or whatever. And then they got to the match. So he announced the match for the title. Got a ref out there, and they put on a great match. They did a nod to Eddie Guerrero. Of course, Dom got the chair so he took off the turnbuckle, and he made it super noticeable. So the ref was like, "Hey, hey!" And he went and grabbed it, and he started tying it on. Dom went and grabbed a chair. By the time he gets back in the ring, he does the whole hit on the apron, on the mat with it. He falls down, puts it next to John, and then John just grabs it and kind of slides it towards Dom, and he lays down. And the ref turns around, doesn't even get the fucking turnbuckle on it, immediately falls off. He turns around and sees them both down, and he's like, "What the hell?" And he just gets the chair and throws it out of the ring. So that was cool. There was a few moments I actually thought Dom was gonna win. So they knock the ref down. So he picks him up for the AA. They go into the ref in the corner. He goes down. So here I thought, oh no, the Grandes. Here comes the
Yeah.
Americanos. But we did not get the Americanos here, which was very surprising in my opinion. So when the ref's down, eventually it leads to an STF where Dominic taps, but the ref's not there. So then Mysterio gets the IC title, brings it in the ring. John Cena ducks into the attitude adjustment. He throws the belt away as the ref slides in, but Dom kicked out, which was crazy. Eventually Cena hits the Dom gets up, hits a drop to hold on Cena, hits the 619, goes for the frog splash, but Cena like catches him as soon as he lands on him. So he like lands it, but he catches him, rolls through, picks him up, attitude adjustment, new Intercontinental Champion, and he's the fucking Grand Slam now.
Yeah. I said it when it happened. Of course, I think everybody in the world popped, even if they were just watching at home. For this, this is what this whole retirement run should have been. Him chasing this Grand Slam moment because that's one thing he
Yeah,
hadn't
so
done.
they just gave it out of nowhere. I'm fine with it. Like honestly, like obviously, I feel like a lot of the time us older like wrestling fans, like, all right, you're going out, put over the young talent. You could put over young talent while defeating them, and he did so in this match. They made Dominic look like a big threat, especially kicking out of the attitude adjustment before the ref went down and everything was pretty insane. So, oh no, that was no, the ref was down, and then a new ref came in, and he kicked out of that one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, they really made Dom look like he's gonna be a future star. Like, and he had a
Yeah.
really good IC title reign. I mean, he lost, but he defended it like 10 times. I mean, granted, it was Penta the majority of it, and Rusev a
Penta and
bit.
Rusev, yeah.
Yeah, and then of course AJ for a few of them, but
But he went up
and then now
against
it's
good
John,
good
and then he had a
matches.
few AAA guys he defended against too. So yeah, no, they were fine matches. I thought he did really good. I saw some people saying they thought it wasn't a good reign. I thought it was a great reign. 10 title defenses in since April? That's pretty solid. All the
Couldn't
way until November.
couldn't
That's a
get
couple
that
of
out of
defenses a
Roman.
month. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or even Cody sometimes. He even's gone sometimes. But he does more than Roman, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Uh So yeah, that was a great opening to Raw. The crowd was fucking hot that whole match, the whole segment. Boston, we salute you. Fucking be like this even without John, please.
Yes. Absolutely.
So after that, Cena thanks Boston, drops the champ is here line in the corner. Crowd pops again. We come back from commercial. John's in Gorilla. Everyone's clapping, applauding him. We see Rey Mysterio shakes him his hand. Rey also tweeted as soon as the match ended, "LOL."
Yeah.
That's all he tweeted. And then we see Cody is there on Raw tonight, and he congratulates John. Of course, they had their feud earlier this year when John turned heel, so that was cool to see. But yeah, he just says Cena runs into Cody and just shake hands, congratulates him. Firm handshake.
Wouldn't miss it, is what he said. The last
Yeah,
time in
wouldn't miss it.
Boston.
So we see a recap of CM Punk and Logan Paul, with Logan seemingly joining the Vision, or at least trying to, after taking out Punk at the end of the Raw, hitting him with the brass knuckles and handing the knucks over to Logan. I mean to Paul Heyman. The two Paul names, so I kind of mixed myself up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then after that was just Damian Priest versus Rusev for the last time is now tournament, and went the opposite way that I thought it would. Went with Rusev. I mean, both guys aren't really young necessarily in the wrestling world. But I really thought they'd go with the newer face more than Rusev.
Yeah, I don't like this decision at all.
It wasn't a bad match.
It wasn't.
It was
No, the
fine.
match was fine. Just why the and I guess I feel this way more because of who won the second one as well. But why the hell couldn't we have thrown someone different here? Like,
Yeah, I get it because Rusev has the history of the whole WrestleMania 31 match. You know, Cena broke his undefeated streak that he had going.
I mean, I
Beat him
get
for the
that.
US title. That was so long ago now. Like, I'm fine with it, the history being there, but I don't even think he's gonna win.
No, but Damian Priest hasn't. I mean, it not that he hasn't went up against John Cena. That's not another issue, but uh, we're running back another feud that we've seen on Raw, and I think at a PLE because of the outcome of
It's
the
been so
second
long
match.
though. It's been so long though.
I'm talking about the Sheamus part.
Oh, well, that too. It's been a while on that one too.
Yes, yeah, but I don't know. I
And
didn't like.
also the Sheamus one. So if we're just gonna Sheamus, I'm fine with Sheamus because he's also chasing a Grand Slam,
Yes,
and that's the title he needs.
but you could
But
have
I
put
still don't think it's gonna be him anyways either. So
Priest and Sheamus, and that would have been a hell of a match next
yeah,
2 weeks.
and so will Rusev and Sheamus. Well, I don't even know if it is gonna be Rusev and Sheamus. Is that what it is? They even showed a bracket because we don't even know the
I would
last
have.
4 guys yet.
I would assume it's gonna go that way. Like they're the top two,
Just
then
the shows that are the
SmackDowns.
matches that are happening on Raw, the ones that are
Yeah,
happening on SmackDown. Yeah,
yeah,
that would make sense. Because it's been promotional, not intergender, but interpromotional. So, but yeah, it wasn't even a long match either. I think we had a commercial break in between it, so it was like a maybe 10 minutes with the commercial break.
yeah. That's
Um,
about it. I think the John Cena part
uh,
went over like almost an hour, so I think they sped
it was like
through.
it was like 40-ish minutes. Yeah, it was like close to the hour, I'd say for sure. But yeah, so it wasn't an overly long match. I'm fine with it being Rusev, but I would have preferred Damian. But again, I think the majority of the people in this tournament now, besides Javon and some of the newer names they announced, are 30s, 40s, late 30s, 40s anyway. So, after that, we had AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. They were talking about trying to figure out a name. They were like Dragons with Style, and I was like,
Jesus, guys.
Dragon Lee's nuts with Style or something. I don't know. He said it in Spanish, though I believe. Um, but I was like, phenomenal dragons are right there, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
But eventually that led to Maxine Dupree coming up to Adam Pearce, and she says she's ready for Becky Lynch. Her training went well, and it'll happen next Monday in MSG, so it's be for the IC title. And then immediately Becky Lynch walks up and pow, right in the kisser, popped her right in the jaw, and just yelled at her about her not going to be able to win next week. She
yeah,
clocked her good too.
she
It looked
did.
legit.
I think this is Maxine's time. I think there's gonna probably be something inside that match that causes Becky to lose, which will then get her put into what we figured out at the end of Raw. But I
Mm.
think AJ is going to be that cause.
I do too. I think AJ Lee will be at MSG next Monday because we haven't seen her since WrestlePalooza. That was back in what, beginning of October or September, whenever it was.
Yeah.
Um, so it's been a while. It's been a couple months, and but I expect her to be on like a part-time type of deal, kind of like Punk and everyone else at the top at this point. It feels
The
like
people that
Randy and stuff.
are the people that's gonna be retiring within the next 2 years, yeah.
That's one way to say it. So after that, we have CM Punk come to the ring and come back from commercial break. He's pissed off about Logan. He's ready to fight. He's all wrapped up, ready to go. He calls him he's not gonna wait for some douchebag to come in and interrupt him. He's just gonna call him out. And he's not in his wrestling gear because he doesn't want a wrestling match. He wants to fight in the streets. And that's when Logan Paul comes out and he just yaps for a bit, talking about, oh, he's been punched by Floyd Mayweather and it's nothing compared by the tsunami and getting speared by Braun Breaker. So he's putting him over all big, making them seem super dangerous. And of course, that leads to Punk like, come on, I don't want to talk, I want to fight. And he's like, the crowd's going in on Logan. And eventually it comes out Paul and Bronson and Breaker, and they're all on they're each other's side, which is stupid. But of course, they surround the ring, which eventually leads to Jey Uso coming through the crowd before they could do anything to get in there and even the odds a little bit. But of course, it's not enough. They're beating them down, and while they're beating them down, Cody Rhodes comes out to make the odds even more evened. And yeah, so we're obviously leading to War Games, which they announced a little bit later on.
Which they done it in a great way. They had Regal do it, but
Yeah,
I just, what's the point in having these War Game matches with your world champion?
I mean they're doing it blood and guts, same for AEW too,
I mean,
women's.
I know, but I feel like for the pillar shows, your main title should be defended. Even if it's your women's world title and your men's world title, defend both of them.
Yeah, I mean I get it. I don't know. I mean, they just defended them at what? The world title just got won by Punk at the last
Saturday night
PLE
main event.
or Saturday nights. I'm sorry, that was just a few weeks ago. So I mean, the next thing will be what? What do we
War,
have coming up after this?
War
No, no,
Games, Saturday
no.
night main
After that,
event.
Saturday main event again. So, and we're not gonna get a title
Nope.
match on that either. So that means the next time they'll probably just have a random title match on a Raw. Then I would feel like.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, because we do have a next Saturday night main event before Rumble in January, which is in Montreal. So unless they want to wait till January,
that's in.
I wouldn't doubt that Punk has like a match on Raw or something defending it in between then. Because he's obviously, well, they announced it. They had backstage later on. They showed like all it was Punk, Jay, and Cody, and they ran up to Pierce backstage and they said that they want to have the match. And they said, "Do you all right, Regal?" And Mr. Regal comes up and he's like, "Wine." So
I just
getting that. So, and Corey Hayes, he's a kind of he says he's not an insider, but he's an insider. The homie. He someone had asked him, I guess, on social media if it's just gonna be 3v3, and he said no. So it's either gonna be 4v4 or 5v5. I don't think he
it,
went in its detail, but
it's probably gonna be 5. This is where they introduce Brock back into the picture because you're not gonna have Brock versus Breaker yet.
but is it gonna be Austin Theory or someone else like Drew McIntyre as that fifth guy? I agree, it'll be Brock.
Well, so of course there's rumors, speculations that Drew's suspended because he's supposed to be in a new movie. I don't know how much that's true.
So PW Insider is saying that's not true and that this is just all storyline and he's not filming anything right now.
That's
So who
the
knows?
case, then yes, it will be Drew and Brock and Breaker, Bronson and Logan because of him and Cody. That makes
So will it
sense.
be Cena and Roman or Cena and LA Knight?
At this rate, they cut LA Knight off doing a fucking promo, so it's probably not LA Knight.
You're not wrong. I hate this though because LA Knight's been part of this whole thing, and then Seth gets hurt, and then it's seemingly like he's dropped out of it.
I don't know, I don't know who he pissed off backstage, but I wish they could just
I don't
get
even know if it's
over it.
that. I feel like it's just the injury, and they just didn't compute him into it. Like we got Cena, we haven't had him in War Games. But could you imagine the crazy team of Roman, Cena, Cody, Punk, and Jay?
They're not gonna lose. You cannot have that many faces in there and lose.
I mean, it's always faces versus heels, but those are like mega faces
Yeah,
at this point.
exactly.
Or like your top Punk, Cody, and Cena and Roman is just insane. Not even including Jay there, but including Jay, who's now one of the top players. That's insane.
It is.
And the fact that we could say that you could cycle LA Knight instead of
Roman.
Roman or I mean, yeah, is
Oh,
like
and
telling you that. And I think you were saying that they have too many baby faces recently, right?
yeah, they do. AEW has too many heels.
I mean, they're teasing Jay to go. Yeah, that's true too. Um, so that's what's happening. So that's my prediction is it's going to be definitely Roman and Cena as the final two on the babyface, and then I'm going to say Drew and Brock as well for the hills.
I'm more interested in the women. Sure.
Yeah, we'll get to that here, sure, because they also announced that one. So after all that, we got a recap of Nia Jackson Lash Legend, which was funny because as soon as they were doing that, one of my viewers was like, "Huh, I wonder if this means that they're gonna set up war games and help Kabuki tonight." Like they called
God,
it like an
did
hour in
they? Yeah.
advance. They called it as soon as they were recapped the SmackDown moment. Of course, then it showed Alexa and Charlotte warming up backstage. But then we immediately get into Stephanie versus Raquel for the women's world title. Nothing really long here, kind of another shorter match. Could be right, like what you said earlier. Maybe they went too long during that first hour with the whole Dom stuff and Cena. But it was not a bad match. We got one commercial break, then we came back, then it went a little bit longer. Nikki Bella was ringside, so she helped even the odds, stopped Roxanne from getting involved, which helped Stephanie retain after hitting everyone's calling the corkscrew moonsault or whatever. It's just a fucking spiral tap. Just call it spiral tap. It's really easy. Of course, afterwards, Roxanne Perez attacks, but Nikki Bella makes the save again. But then Nikki turns heel, hits her with the title. She goes and grabs her title, hits her with it after she turns around after the Judgment Day run off, and then continues to beat her down, or doesn't beat her down, but like stands over top of her with the title. And then she leaves, and then she rips off the red top to reveal a black top. So the heel turn,
Yeah,
all black.
I think they've done that before at one point, back when they were there originally.
I wouldn't doubt it. I
But
wouldn't doubt it at all.
I wasn't expecting Nikki to turn heel this soon.
I didn't think so either. I thought we'd get it like maybe after, I don't know when exactly, maybe after War Games, but I didn't think it was gonna be on Raw. But it was good. It was a good time too because this crowd was hot. So
yeah, and then she didn't really get booed either. Like she got a pop for it.
she did. She got booed. She got a mixture, but yeah. I mean, she's a Hall of Famer. You're gonna have her diehards.
That's true.
Cheer her no matter what.
But it was a good
But
turn.
yeah,
It
so that's
wasn't
setting up for when will that be? Will that just be a random Raw? Because if they're gonna do Saturday Night Main Event which I'm hoping, all the exhibition matches with NXT and then the Cena retirement match, when would they set that up?
War Games.
War Games?
Yes. It'll be the only
So
exhibition match. Well, it won't be the only one. God knows.
well, they usually do 4 matches. They'll usually
Yeah.
start with War Games and end with War Games and have 2 matches in between.
Yeah, we'll have War Games. This match, obviously nothing for the men's titles.
Yeah.
We won't have the
You could easily do
Intercontinentals.
you easily do the US title.
You'll
Open
have
challenge.
Yeah, Sammy will do that because Triple H
Hell yeah.
tag team division gets to fight in fucking
You said
lunchrooms.
Sammy.
Oh yeah, I didn't I? Fuck
Yeah,
Ilya.
Sammy will do that.
Yeah.
You go.
Anyway, yeah, Ilya Dragunov. I'm just aggravated about what they're doing at War Games. But yes, open challenge. For sure.
No, I get it. Yeah, it just feels put together. I mean, they did it well, but it feels put together. It's just to happen. So after all that, we had that moment with the whole backstage with CM Punk that we already talked about. But we see Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus. So you obviously aren't happy that Sheamus won this one.
No, I'm fine. Sheamus won. Grand Slam champion. I'm not fine. Rusev won at all. I'm not wanting to run back Rusev and Sheamus. You couldn't pay me to watch that shit again. I just did not like it.
It wasn't bad matches.
It wasn't. I don't know. I
it
guess
wasn't super interesting either, though. It wasn't. Yeah.
maybe I just want to see something different. Yes.
The way I took it was just like to have some good fucking matches and to put Sheamus into something because he wasn't doing shit anyway.
Well, yeah, that's true. But the opportunity that John Cena could give someone else that Grand Slam, title, like that's fantastic. Sheamus has been chasing this since Gunther had the title.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not
okay.
against it though because this is a Grand Slam. That's all he needs.
Yeah, like just it took him. Well, I mean, maybe Sheamus needs it. Hey, I'm going to retire, and then it happens. But like,
Yeah.
I hate that it has to do it that way. Like, give it to him while he still has time to actually be a fighting champ.
So it was another shorter match. Nothing too crazy on this one, but Sheamus got the win. That's when they announced next week's for Raw qualifying matches, or I guess tournament matches. Javon Evans versus Gunther, solo versus a mystery man.
So
Gunther is now no longer the mystery option, who I thought would be for.
I have seen so much backlash over this Javon Evans Gunther thing.
I have not.
A lot of people are not happy that they're putting Javon into what is considered a squash match.
It's not going to be a squash match.
It is not. Javon is going to.
I've not seen any backlash at all on my end.
So Javon,
That's not surprising.
Javon, I feel as if is going to put Gunther over. No, Gunther's going to put Javon over, kind of like how we talked about with the Cena Dom thing.
Yeah.
But Gunther will win this match. And, I feel like that's gonna happen unless there's a count out.
Oh, Gunther's 100% gonna win
Yeah.
clean. Just like we said earlier, you could win a match like with Dom and Cena and put like they lose
Mhm.
and they still come out looking great and not buried. Like I did see some people say like, "Oh, Dom got buried." Like that's not what buried mean. Buried means like you didn't look good in the match. You got no opportunity during the match to look good, and you just got your ass beat the whole match. That's not what happened. So same thing with what's gonna happen with Javon and Gunther. I doubt it will be a squash match. It'll be moments where Javon gets his ass beat, but then that's when they'll have the story of his speed and his quickness and his uniqueness take advantage at some moments. So that's the story gonna be told. Obviously, that's
Yeah.
kind of the match that I think it's gonna be, but it's just gonna be a great match. I feel, and I'm not worried about him looking bad in it because he always looks great, unless there's like a botched city or something.
Yeah, which has rarely happened
Yeah,
in any of the matches. Like, you know,
exactly.
and even if it is, it's been like one or two times, and I can't even really remember. I feel like this is going to steal the show next week.
Oh, for sure. So who do you got as Solo's opponent and as LA Knight's opponent?
So
So
I
LA
feel
Knight this Friday.
LA Knights will be Joe. I feel like that's who that one's going.
Okay. Joe Hendry.
Solo. This will probably be where it's a true TNA. So this will either be Moose or Santana.
So it's interesting now that we see Oba return and we don't have anything set in stone for him yet. So I'm still gonna say he's an option, but I'm not gonna say fully that's what he is now. I would really want him to face Solo, beat his ass. But I'm gonna say LA Knight's opponent is gonna be Jeff Hardy. And then I think Solo's opponent is gonna be a Joe Hendry or like a Mike Santana or someone. Especially
Would
because on Monday they're in New York, so Mike Santana would make sense.
would but
Oh no, I said Mike against Friday, so that wouldn't be so opposite. Sorry, opposite way. Mike Santana against
Solo.
LA, and then
Okay.
Jeff versus Solo
I mean,
or Joe Henry, one of the two.
if it is Jeff, I would not mind seeing him win, but against Solo.
The only reason I don't think Joe Henry is much of a possibility now is he's in the tag match this coming Tuesday next week. So, do they want to have him in the match on SmackDown and then or Raw and then not? You know what I mean? Before that match on Tuesday, I don't know.
I mean, if he goes up against LA Knight, I think LA Knight could ensure that there wouldn't be no issue where that match could still happen on Tuesday. Where and I'm not saying Solo's reckless in the by no means, but he's
Oh, you
not.
have MFT probably try to get involved. So.
Yeah, but they're already in MSG for Monday. MSG is where NXT's at, so it only makes sense that Joe could fit there.
True. So our main event was the Kabuki Warriors versus Bliss and Charlotte for the Women's World Tag Titles. We talked about it a bit earlier. One of my viewers called this out to a T. We saw Lash and Nia get involved, and that led to the Kabuki Warriors getting the win here, and which eventually turned into a brawl. They were beating down the Charlotte and Bliss, which led to the return of Io and Rhea. And Rhea Ripley, once they evened the odds and got them out of there, challenged them to War Games.
Yeah, fine with this.
So Rhea, Io, Charlotte, Alexa versus Lash, Nia, and the Kabuki Warriors. Does it stay 4v4?
I think this one goes 5. That's why.
I think this one stays 4.
This is what I was
Because it's
feeling.
two tag teams on the heel side, and then on the face side, it's two tag teams.
This is where I think they could interject Becky and AJ.
I'd rather Becky and AJ have a match at Survivor Series for the Intercontinental title.
But I think they give it to Maxine because of AJ.
Maxine's facing Becky next Monday
Yeah, for
for
the
the
title.
Intercontinental title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she
I'm
wins
saying
it.
War Game should be AJ. Oh, no, Maxine's not winning. That's not happening. That is
Maxine
not happening.
believer.
I love Maxine now, but I just don't think she wins. They're definitely setting up Becky versus AJ for the title for sure.
They could, but I just feel
They
like
are.
AJ like she doesn't interfere, but she distracts. That's how
Exactly.
Maxine wins.
No.
The
No.
distraction doesn't help. It just causes a
AJ shows up after the match. I think she's a babyface. I just don't see it happening that way. I just don't see her trying to. You can. A babyface cause heels all the time, but I don't see them giving the title next year. As much as cool as that'd be. It just, and I hate to say it, it would end up like a Julia title reign or a Zelina Vega title reign. They wouldn't do much with it after that. I would want it to stay on Becky because it's been a damn good title reign.
well, I mean, that's
One of the
true.
highlights of Raw. I don't know. I don't see her winning at all. Anyways, Kabuki. Who's gonna win that War Games match? If I don't think they add a fifth.
If they don't add a fifth, I give it to Lash and
Yeah, I got the Hills winning for the men, especially if they're gonna add Cena and Roman. So Hills have to win for the women for sure.
yeah, and Lash. I mean, I don't. So Lash is a great tag team partner for Nia, but I was surprised they took the tag titles off Charlotte and Alexa.
I felt it coming. They had a pretty solid reign, so
I think
they
they,
defended it like 10 times, 9 times, 8 times, something like that.
yeah, they broke the defense record for sure, defending
Yeah.
them, which is great. Hopefully, the Kabuki Warriors can continue that tradition. But I and I don't think it's the only reason they did it, but I really feel like last Friday they really built up Flair and Jade. I feel like they fast tracked that.
Mm, they didn't really do much besides stare each other down, so I don't think so. They did the same with Rhea and Bianca, and they still haven't fought one-on-one yet. They've stared each other down so many times. I mean, they had them scheduled one time, but it didn't happen because of injury. But like, they teased that so many fucking times, and it never still has happened.
Well, maybe
So
I'm looking at it.
I just don't see it happening until at least Mania. But I don't see Charlotte winning Rumble again, so either she wins Chamber or something, or they push it off till later. But yeah, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
But what do they do with Bliss now? Keep them in the tag team?
They're just gonna keep it in the tag division. I would say they've been working well. Why end it?
I mean, not end it, but like have them do single stuff with the tag team. See it,
Or whatever, yeah. I mean, again, I don't think they're gonna do that anytime soon, anyways, with Charlotte and
Jade.
Jade. So unless they do it next Mania, that's the same. I mean, that's not too far, but I just don't see it happening Rumble or anything.
Maybe not. We'll see. It depends on what they do with Jade on SmackDown.
And then so you're going to Blood and Guts tomorrow.
I am, yes.
Hopefully, you're sitting next to Ric Flair and Steamboat.
I doubt it, but I would. It wouldn't be bad. I ain't met Steamboat. Not me.
So these are my predictions. Hangman wins against Powerhouse. Falls count anywhere, so there's gonna be everyone's gonna get involved. I feel like we're gonna see fucking
Yes.
people help. Obviously, the ops get involved and whatnot. Uh, but I have Hangman winning. It's non-title. Men's Blood and Guts. I got the baby faces pulling it off, and then the women's Blood and Guts. I got the Hills pulling it off.
I agree. Yeah. Moxley, like I've said, he won't cost them, but he will be the one that either taps out or gives up.
Yeah, it's give up only. Like you have to give up in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
So
because last year the Young Bucks said I quit before they set Jack Perry on fire.
yeah. So essentially just an I quit match with 2 rings and a huge ass cage surrounded with fucking a million weapons.
Yeah. Weapons.
Yeah, so it should be a good show, man. I'm excited for it. I mean, 2.5 hours, so it's official, 2.5 hour show. I'm assuming Hangman and Powerhouse will be short for Falls Count Anywhere. It'll probably just be brutal. It'll probably be like the Jack Perry Darby Allin match they had last year. It was like for the TNT title. I think
Yeah,
it was when
all
Darby
in.
won it or something. It was like really short. Yeah, it was like the co-main event. It happened in like 7 minutes, 8 minutes. It was really quick but brutal.
Yeah, and I think we'll open with the. I want to say the women's will open this.
I hope they main event, but you're probably
I,
right.
I wouldn't be mad if they main event, but I feel like they'll do them to open it because it is the first ever. And then if there is any true blood in the match, which we know Tony, she's not afraid of it. So they'll
Oh, there
have
will
to
be. It'll be in both matches.
clean the ring for that. So Powerhouse and them will fight
Got
throughout
it.
that Coliseum.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they'll clean the ring. I mean, they'll just the mat's always stained. So I mean, I get if there's like glass and tacks,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
guess. But um, yeah, I'm excited, man. Should be a good fucking show, and I'm excited for you to be there.
I'm looking forward to it. First ever women's blood and guts. I, it was something I wanted to see. I don't think I'll be able to see the finals for the women's tag tournaments, but I'm really looking forward. Plus, the women's division on AEW. Trust me, this is gonna be another one of them.
Hell yeah, bro. So guys, we're gonna call it here. We got we'll be live again Friday. But if you've been watching on Twitch, appreciate all y'all. We'll be live again on Friday. We usually do this just on my YouTube, and then we post it to Kraken usually posts it to the feed on like Spotify and whatnot to listen to, and uploads it to his YouTube. But guys, if you want to follow Kraken, tell them where they can follow you, man.
Of course, here on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, and Facebook, all the Kraken wrestling, the reactions there.
And then don't forget to follow me everywhere. Same thing. Josh Vibes Up on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I have my Discord. All the links are down below for both Kraken. You can click on the profile on the YouTube here. But yeah, the Friday one will only be on YouTube. So if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you guys subscribe to my Josh Vibes Up YouTube because that's where I go live for these. So I thought today we just kind of spiced it up and go live on Twitch and YouTube. So you guys who watch on Twitch all the time get to see the podcast you've been missing that we do only on YouTube, at least my YouTube. So yeah. But thanks for watching, y'all, and we'll see you guys Friday night.
Yeah.
Peace.